morning. Hello. Coming at you live from my living room, where I am spending the majority of my time, if I'm not outside. So I wanted to, first of all, thank you ladies so much for your patience and your understanding as the Yoga with Curves series is going to be on hiatus. I'm guessing for 2 weeks. You know, no one quite knows the future, but that's what it's looking like. And then we'll resume. So I did want to put together just a really kind of accessible home practice that you can do. It's going to be a down-regulating practice, which means it's going to try to take us out of the sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight, like the high anxiety, that place where you just feel your emotions are hijacked and we're not in control. It's so easy to slip into that powerless feeling and kind of give into that when we don't have a lot of control over what's happening around us. Also, we're probably in close quarters with our loved ones, which can be amazing and also challenging. So I wanted to slip in a little practice you can do in your living room, in your bedroom, and hopefully it will help support you during this time. So let's get started. So I'm guessing that the majority of you don't have a bunch of yoga props laying around. So I'm gonna, sorry, I have life happening in my house. So I have 2 books. If you have hardcover books, that's awesome. They're gonna serve as our blocks. Hardcover books are a little better because you can put a little more weight on them. I have a bath towel and I have a pillow from my couch. A lot of us are probably, if you're practicing in your living room, you're probably practicing on a rug. So it's already going to be a little more cushioning than even if we're just on a hard floor. So let's get started. We're going to get started on our backs, and just to prepare, we're going to unfold our towels and then have them so just short edge to short edge. And then I'm going to fold it again like that. And then roll it up into just like a tight little noodly thing. And put that down the center of the mat. And you can kind of pat it down if you like. And bring my seat really close to the blanket. And then come down on my back. So we want the blanket to come right up the length of the spine. So for some of us, it might feel good to have the head on the floor. If you feel like you need a little more support, grab your throw pillow or a blanket or whatever you have to give your neck a little bit of support. So bringing the chin down towards the chest, and heel toeing the feet out a little wider than the hips, and then letting the knees knock in towards each other. And then noticing what it feels like to be laying on the towel. And if this is very intense, which it might be, you can always unwrap the towel a little bit. And we're going to take the arms out to the sides. And we'll place them like a cactus for now, or a goalpost. So you may already start to feeling your chest is going to open up a little bit. The shoulders are dropping down. See if you can soften the shoulders. Bring the chin down towards the chest a little bit. Invite some length into the back of the neck. Yeah. See if you can soften into like the armpit area. And just notice what you feel. And maybe taking a big breath in through the nose. A big breath out through the mouth. And a couple more like that. And then eventually taking one of your hands, doesn't matter which one, and we're going to bring it up towards the ceiling and then flip it So if I was to look at you from above, you would look like a cactus with one arm up and one arm down. And this range of motion might not be possible for you to bring your palms to the ground, so you may need to straighten your arm out a little bit. You may need to lower the elbow a little bit. That's totally fine. And whatever side your arm is down on, we're going to turn the head to that side. And then switch, making any adjustments you need to make with your arms. Just moving back and forth. And this may not feel like a lot, or it might feel like a lot. And then kind of pausing when the arms are both up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lift the arms straight up. So fingertips reach up, almost like you're trying to touch the ceiling. So shoulders are going to come off the ground probably a little bit. And then pulling one arm down without bending the elbow, trying to drive that shoulder into the ground. So your hands are going to be uneven. And then moving back and forth. Just a little massage for in between the shoulder blades. It's a little release for your traps, for the rhomboids. And then pausing and evening out the arms, kind of coming back to neutral where you're not really pushing the shoulders down, but you're not really pulling them up either. And taking the arms out to the side. So you may have room to have your arms straight, or you may have to have them bent a little bit. It doesn't matter, whatever works in the space you have. And then hovering the arms maybe like an inch above the ground. And taking a pause here and just noticing how our arms are heavy, and the straighter you have them out, the longer the lever, the longer they're away from your body, the more weight it's going to feel like. So just noticing that. And then imagine you're making a snow angel, bringing the arms up overhead. Maybe the fingers touch, maybe they don't. And then bring them down by your sides. And taking this a few times. And if at any time this blanket is not working for you, you are very welcome to remove it. You know, a lot of people love it, but for some people it's just too much. And the next time your arms are down by your sides, you're going to flip the palms over, so palms are going to face the earth, and continue. And your range of motion will probably be different. You're probably not going to be able to bring your arms as far overhead. I know I can't. And taking a couple of these and just noticing how you feel in your shoulders, how you feel in your arms. And bringing the hands down by the sides. And lifting the hips, or press into the feet, lift the hips up a little bit. So take that blanket out. You're welcome to bring it to the side or bring it underneath your head if you would like. And heel toe the feet out maybe a little bit further. Bringing the hands right to the hips, to the pelvis, and rocking the hips side to side, rocking the knees side to side rather. And only coming over as far as feels good. Noticing the outside of your hips, maybe noticing you feel this in your thigh. You want to watch out for any pinching or pulling in the knee. That's a sign to come up a little bit. Next time you're over to one side, hanging out there. And again, only coming as far as feels good for your knees. And you can adjust your feet. You can walk them in, you can walk them out. If this feels really good and you want a little more and it feels okay for your knee, cross the bottom ankle over the top thigh. And if this feels like too much, take it away. And then bringing the legs back through the center and keeping them crossed. So you may need to kind of adjust your hips on the ground. And then pulling those crossed legs in towards your chest. So you might just use your leg muscles, or you might reach through your legs and grab the back of your thigh. So see what's going to feel better. We want to be able to keep the head on the ground and the shoulders relaxed. So if you find that you're up, excuse me, Humphrey, come on, move it. If you find that you're up like this and struggling, then just don't use the hands. And maybe rocking side to side here. And then uncrossing the legs and letting the knees come to the opposite side. So again, you might be here. This might feel really good. This might be appropriate for this side, or you might cross that bottom ankle over the top thigh. And then coming through the center, keeping the legs crossed if they were crossed, or crossing them if they were not. And then pulling the legs in towards the chest. And maybe a little rock and a sway here. And you're welcome to grab the back of the thigh or just use your legs to pull in, or you could grab the foot and the knee and just kind of rock a little bit. And then placing that foot on the floor, uncrossing the legs, and your choice. You could grab behind the thighs and rock and roll up to sit, or you could roll to one side and come up to sit that way. So I'm going to roll. And we'll meet on hands and knees. So grabbing onto your books. And we might not need them just yet, but just having them nearby. So coming into a tabletop pose, you're going to have the wrists underneath the shoulders. The knees are under the hips. You are welcome to pad your knees if you like. And then just tipping the tailbone up. Dropping the belly, dropping the chest and pulling it through the shoulders. And lifting up the head. And then starting to round the spine, tuck the tailbone under. Push the ground away with your hands. Let the head come down and round the spine. So think like a Halloween cat. And moving forwards and backwards for that a few times. And then coming back to neutral. Walking the knees out a little wider from the hips. And then just bumping the hips side to side. So you might come over so far to one side that the opposite knee starts to get a little light, maybe even lifts, maybe not. Yeah. And maybe taking some tiny little hip circles. This feels like a lot for your wrist. You can walk the hands up a few inches. And making sure you go in both directions. I'm going to grab it onto the blocks, and I'm going to have them, I'm going to grab the spine and have the pages face, actually I'm going to flip that around. I'm going to grab the top where the pages are and have the spines face down. So bringing them underneath my hands and taking, let's say, the left foot forward. So you're coming into a lunge. So that right knee can come back as far as you like. And if this is still, if your arms don't feel long enough, if you feel like your body is running into your body here, take that left hand and bring it to the inside of the left foot and heel to that foot out to the side a little more. Just give yourself a little more space. And then rocking the hips. And the books are helpful, but they're not exactly super comfortable to put a lot of weight on. So see if you feel that, trying to get a little lighter on your fingers. And use your legs more. And then picking the hips up, shifting them back, straighten the front leg. I'm going to pull the toes up towards the shin. And then if you like, walking the blocks or the books forward a little bit. We're pulling the front hip back in space, push this heel down, and pull the leg back like you want to wrinkle up your yoga mat. And then Re-bending into that front knee. We're going to stack the blocks, or stack the books underneath the right hand. Left hand is going to come to the left thigh, fingers facing in, and then pushing on the leg with the heel of the hand. Give yourself a little bit of a rotation in your torso. Taking a big breath here. Notice if you're putting a lot of weight on that right hand, see if you can maybe use the left hand and use your legs a little more. And bringing the hand down, and we'll switch sides, bringing that leg back, grab it onto your books, and bring the other leg forward. So same thing here. Maybe both hands are on the inside. It's actually where it feels really good for me today. So heel toe and the right foot out to the side a little more if you need to. You can walk that back knee back as far as you like. And then just kind of wiggling around a little bit. And we're very rarely symmetrical, so don't feel like what you do on one side is exactly what you have to do on the other side, ever. And then picking up the hip, shifting back, straighten the front leg, pull the toes in towards the shin, push the heel down, pull that whole leg back. Notice what your neck is doing, notice if your jaw is locked. And then maybe walking the books a little further ahead. Re-bending into the front knee. We're going to stack the books. Bring them underneath the left hand. Right hand is going to come to the right thigh, fingers facing in, and then pushing into the heel of the hand and giving your torso a little bit of a rotation. Taking a big breath in here, and a big breath out. Bringing that hand down. We'll bring that leg back and shift the hip side to side. Nice. So from here, come into sit. And I'm going to sit up on my pillow. Sometimes my hips need a little bit of a lift. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees out to the side. And if they feel like they need a little bit of support, you could grab some extra pillows. You can, I don't know how much of this is going to work. Maybe wedge your blocks underneath your thighs just so you have a little more lift and a little pressure is out of the knees. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling your hips on the ground. Feeling the crown of your head pull up. Let the shoulders come down away from the ears. Keep the chin parallel to the earth. And then moving the shoulders back over the hips and moving the roof of the mouth over the shoulders. And taking a moment to notice your body. You notice the sounds around you or the lack of sounds around you. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice the fabric of your clothing on your body or under your fingers. I'm going to take a moment just to breathe. So taking a big breath in through the nose, taking as long as you can to fill up, feeling in the front of the ribs, the sides of the ribs, the back of the ribs, feeling that kind of expansion out. And then taking as long as you can to exhale. Feeling that kind of pulling in and settling down. 3 more breaths like that. Inhaling, taking as long as you like to get to the top. It can be longer or shorter than mine, doesn't matter. And then exhale as slowly as possible. 2 more on your own breath. I'm not going to call it. and letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and just noticing how you feel in your body, how you feel mentally, and how you feel emotionally. And maybe it's the same, maybe it's different. Yeah. Opening the eyes if they were closed, coming back into life all around us. And that's our practice for today. I am planning on, hopefully, if this goes well and you enjoy it, I'm gonna try to film maybe a little 10-minute yoga sesh over the break. And yeah, so until we meet again, take care, stay healthy, wash your hands, stay weird, and namaste.